If we can now move to the second award. Well, this award is presented to Fernando Gallenbeck, and this for his great and acknowledged contribution to the field of chemistry, in particular to several important discoveries. For example, in the describing the properties of crystalline solids, colloidal particles and nanoparticles. Those figure significantly in the work of his life. And so, Fernando, can I invite you to come to receive your award?
Good morning, distinguished members of the Telesio Galilei Academy of Sciences, distinguished awardees, ladies and gentlemen. I am most thankful for receiving this medal, and I reiterate, I deeply thank the board of the Academy and the persons responsible for the indication decision. And this is especially interesting for me because we are celebrating this year the International Year of Chemistry. And as a chemist, I feel much honored to receive this Golden Medal during this year. Being awarded it tells me that you have some appreciation for my efforts to contribute to the advancement of science, and especially of chemical science, by defining and presenting solutions to problems that are not often identified as such. I see science as a great human enterprise with magnificent achievements, but also with quite a few shortcomings. Unfortunately, these have recently become growingly important, and now, for many persons, unfortunately, they overshadow the contribution of science to make human life more comfortable, more pleasant, more creative, and more constructive. So, I'm concerned now that we see signs of public rejection of science for various reasons and in various environments, including many cultivated and wealthy persons. However, science made a wonderful contribution to the dignity of mankind, and it certainly can do much more. To do this, we need independent and creative thinking, using the best available knowledge while facing clearly what we know and what we don't. Curiously, many unsolved basic scientific problems are treated as if they were trivial and do not pose any further challenge. And this has a very negative effect on students' education, because they are supposed to show that they understand what nobody really understands. Further, scientific disciplines are often packed within a hierarchy that originated in positivism and tends to persist, even though this philosophy is no longer important as it was more than 1 century ago. I always enjoyed fighting scientific prejudice and correcting false paradigms, and here we have perhaps a discussion. And I found, and I still find, that much widespread teaching in borderline areas between chemistry and physics, and eventually to biology, is not based in any concrete observation, as taught by this Academy's patron Telesio, but rather in authority. I have to thank to my parents, who, not having a scientific background, coming from working class, allowed me to study and actually stimulated me to study. I thank to many great professors that I could find, and I have to acknowledge the very scientific environment that I could find in Brazil for the past 50 or so years, which was my study and professional lifetime. And I thank you very much for your attention.